Okay, folks, tonight I'm not sure how much longer that I can record this tips because the battery is nearly run out. So if the recording process is suddenly down, maybe I feel sorry about that. Right. Tonight I just talk about the camouflage paint issues, and I just prepare some piece of the plastic, and I paint it as dark brown and middle and light brown, as you can see, right? And this is the same. Also I can paint as the dark brown here and a little bit bright brown here and definitely light brown here. And as I can say, maybe this is pretty obvious to see. These two pieces is pretty different because the fading process figure itself is pretty different, right? This is pretty fading between dark one and bright one, right? So the fading itself is the length of the fading is pretty high, but instead of that, here the fading process among the two different color is pretty clear, right? I can maybe you can't see so much fading express between the two different colors, right? And I can't say which is good and which is not good, right? It's always I think the taste of the feeling is always up to you, so I can't say which is which, but in my favorite I prefer to paint as this more than this one. Okay, the reason why it's just because of my expression techniques. It's always come from something like that. And actually I use okay, this is freehand painting using by the airbrush, just freehand. No, I don't use any other tools to divide, to masking the paint. So this is freehand painting, and this is using by this kind of material in the market. You can buy it, and just pick a little bit and some preparing a little bit. Very easy. And then stamp on the model that you want to mask, right? Something like that. See? But I still just afraid of the brewing the color in the other side. You know, if you brew the this side, maybe some sort of mist will be, you know, go over it, and you know, you just paint as you are not expecting. So at that time I just prepare some masking tapes to cover more, you know, to avoid the mispaint. Right? Something like that. Very easy. I think actually, if you are familiar with this, maybe I think a lot of people have already tried, so I don't have to explain why am I doing this, you know. So the side that I just put the masking tape cannot be touched. So, you know, you don't have to worry about to brew the other way, you know, without masking tapes. So, you know, but when I using these masking tools, there is one problem. The gum itself is very easy to move. Maybe if I put this in a whole night and I just try to paint in the next day in the morning or what, the figure that you put will be how do I say, change a little bit. The figure or something like that, you know, change. So it's very easy to, you know, change the figure itself, you know, time by time. It's very fast. So once you put the masking gum on your model, maybe as far as you put, you need to brew the paint, you need to paint the color as much as you can, fast as you can. You need to be hurried that you can't wait so long time. If you wait so long time, maybe the fading express itself is a little bit more disappear. I mean, the distance between two different color is more obvious, not fading. So if you are, you know, the pressure itself is, you don't have to so much tough, right? But if you don't press so much, the, you know, there are another problem will be raised. So it doesn't matter, it's okay. But you know, masking gum is pretty handy, but still you need a little bit techniques. The point is, I can say, when you are doing this process, okay, you need to make some strings, right? Something like this. And the other side, maybe you need to provide a little bit more, right? So I just put some. The other side, maybe I can just make as more tight and small measure of strings, right? Okay. If I prepare something like this, and I just put here, the maybe I can just use this one maybe here. The problem is the fading expression will be a little bit different, right? Because the it's very hard to explain this, you know. The area that cover between the gum and the surface of the plastic model is different between this and this. This is pretty tight. If you push a little bit more, the clearance, the space itself is more tight and narrow. But if I put this a little bit with a little bit pressure, still the space between gum and the surface of the plastic is still have some much more area, which means the fading expression will be more dynamic and obvious. So that is the problem. This side is very tight and this side is very rough, right? So it doesn't make equal balance of the expression of the camouflage, right? So it seems to be a little bit uncomfortable. So at least you use this one. At least you use this. You need to encourage to prepare nearly the same condition of the strings. So this is pretty, pretty annoying work, but you need to provide the gum itself is pretty the same measure of the strings, right? This is pretty important. Always something like this, not the different. And you need to push the masking gum as nearly the same pressure. The side, this one a little bit, this one too hard is not good. I mean, you need to push the same pressure It's much, it's more equal. Which makes camouflage itself is more like, natural. I mean, maybe if you are really interested in, maybe you can try and test it. Maybe you can find, you can understand what do I really want to say. Okay. And very easy to take this off, which is very handy. However, if you don't put the gum surface hard as much as you can, you cannot store for a long time. Maybe some part will, take the gum itself off, very naturally. So maybe you need to touch and, try to gum itself keep the, touching the plastic model cell pretty tight. Maybe you need to doing this. Maybe just, you just put, maybe easy to take that off, and you have to try that again. So it's pretty annoying. So if you are not have, enough things that gum itself tight, maybe you need to protect and stick the gum itself is more tight using by the masking tape. They always check the clearance of the camouflage side that you are going to paint. If you are not satisfied that, maybe you need to try that again. Maybe very, you need to have some practice. When you're using this one. So at least if you mention about this, maybe your camouflage technique will be success. This is pretty easy tip, but actually when you're doing this, maybe you feel a little bit you feel difficult level, perhaps. Okay, and the second I just can say is what? Okay, usually I don't use the camouflage paint without using masking gum. I don't just glue the paint as the freehand. I always use the masking gum and make sure that the difference between a bright or different color is more obvious. There is a reason I have, and is from the point of the weathering side, I need to identify which is the fading expression of the camouflage or discoloration of the color itself. You know why? this is the freehand fading, right? And maybe I just put some, weathering techniques itself on it. I just, okay, this is a goddamn sample, so it's really not okay. I need to make sure that difference of the express itself. Okay, this is the dry brush techniques, right? I just wanna some discoloration here, or maybe you can use as the airbrush, perhaps something like that, right? Discolor the surface of the basic paint, or what, right? Can you see this? Okay, maybe you can get the nearly the same expression using by the airbrush, so that's okay. This goddamn, I can say it's okay. Okay. The, can you identify the difference between here and here? Which is the camouflage? Which is the discoloration express? Which is the you can't you can't make sure. That's the problem of the freehand by myself. And sometimes camouflage line itself will be like a maze, which is which, so at least to avoiding this kind of problem, I need to think separately. So this line is pretty obvious. So if I doing the discoloration express here, maybe you can't see so much, right? But just sorry about that. But something like here, discolor, which means as you know, a little bit light color. It's a very naturally the original colors go away, right? Something like that, something like this. Can you see this? But I can still very clear line of the camouflage here, and still I can see the fading process, fading express here, very separately, very clearly. That is the point. That's why I'm doing this. When I'm doing the different techniques on this, the problem is I use the same tools, which is like airbrush or some kind of brush itself. If you do using all the same tools to paint as separately, or to do other express, all looks all the same, no difference. Maybe some people can identify, oh, this is the camouflage pen, right? Or or what. So I need to avoid that. I need to show that more clear difference, on between you know, different techniques or same techniques or what, you know, I need to identify that. So that's why I just use the masking gun. So if you are really annoying of the expression of the camouflage paint, maybe you need to find the other tools, or maybe you need to make a plan, very clear different technique of the fading of the camouflage color, or discoloration, the basic paint. You know, you need to make difference. That the way of the success. Okay, 3 minutes left. Maybe time to say goodbye. See you then.